All right. Let's keep going. So exploded axonometric diagrams. Um, Perhaps a little bit of content as to their potential application in your courses would be to, again, see them as a tool, as an aid to show components. Right? So we have, for example, in this example, well, we can see, for example, in this drawing, that we actually start breaking down project components into layers that get exploded. And we do that so that we can see the relationship as to how they align, and perhaps some components even that might be hidden, such as a structure hidden by the envelope, such as in that example. Um, we keep going over here in some of the examples. Again, maybe some more examples: concept, massing, and final project. Um, so we have a much more complex example over here with this facade diagram, where all of these components actually stacked up against each other, of course, onto a horizontal surface over here. But notice that we're breaking down into different components, different layers, as I like to see. There's this really cool image by a Mexican artist. I can't remember his name right now. This artwork that he's done with this Volkswagen Beetle, and you can see actually all of the components of this car being exploded in those three axes right here. And you probably have run into drawings such as this one before. Whenever you're assembling something with instructions, for example, there's this video that I've shared with students before of a person creating a diagram for this exploding diagram for a lamp. We can see through this diagram the multiple components that make up a piece, and how they, not only what they are, but their relationship in assembly, right, to each other, such as in this example right here. So that is the objective. Okay, so let's take a look how we can create one for our project. Okay, so let's go to your modeling space, and we're going to need in the break. I realize I actually have a wrong drawing actually. Hopefully it didn't happen to you, but I was seeing that what I thought was my, whoops, I got lost in space right here. What I thought was my, and I bring this up just so that in case it happens to you, or hopefully it doesn't happen to you. But I thought this was my aggregated model, right, where all of these pieces are individual before we did the Boolean difference. But then take a look over here. I actually have some Boolean from where we did the test, where you guys were just assembling a part of it, right, a little detail, and that's what I was using for here for my diagrams. And I just realized that correctly, right, this should be the aggregate model. I am missing some lines right here based on my model. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you, or that did not happen to you. But I went ahead and copied the right drawing, which is this one over here. So here, actually, you can maybe see that better over here, what I mean by that. So if I place them together, you'll see that how I'm missing right on my diagram. There are just a few. Actually, I could go ahead and draw them, right? So it's this line, I'm missing it over here, and then I'm missing this one, and then another one over here, right? Not a big deal, nothing, I mean, too bad. But anyway, what you need to do is copy um, your right aggregate model, where again you haven't done the Boolean union at all, and also copy the cube, right? The 2-inch cube that we have here. Okay, and we're going to make a copy of this, actually another copy, so we have two of them, and you'll see why right now. Okay, because one is going to be sort of our key. Okay, so I am going to create a new layer or see if there's another one that it's see if there's anything in this layer over here. Select objects and not object selected. I'm gonna switch this layer right here and we're gonna call this units. Okay, and we're going to select all of these pieces right here and we're gonna send them to that units layer, and you'll see why in a minute. And my thing is kind of like flipping out. It doesn't let me. Yeah, my selection is out of whack. Oh well. Okay. Anyway. Move. Okay. All right. Having a bit of technical difficulties, so hopefully can proceed. But what we're going to do is we're going to move that into our cube as we had before. And just like on the examples that we saw right now, we're going to start pushing pieces outward into multiple axes, right? Primarily those four, and then upwards as well. Okay, so how we're going to be doing that, it's for right now just visually, I think. Whoops, my bad, wrong button. I'll show you guys what I mean. So I can select, for example, that piece, and we're gonna need some room right here. You'll see we're gonna need some room. So I'm going to select this piece right here. I'm gonna move it that way. I'm gonna select this piece right here and move it out. So here's a couple of criteria to have in mind, and you can use the one that I have already generated to show that, illustrate that. So we're pushing objects again in the different axes. There's a couple of things. We actually don't want objects to overlap, so we want, like, that's too tight. I would actually push that even further more, and we actually want to go beyond our box right here. So there's an issue with that right here. Okay, so let's do that. Okay. So, and I noticed that, for example, maybe I'm gonna undo right here, and I think I did this one on the example. I moved it up, right, and then this one. And again, this is going to vary drastically, I would say, on everyone's project, because, well, every project is it's different, right? Every single model is different, so it's hard to tell where everything is gonna lay. I think I did this one upwards, right? So actually I want to avoid that. So I'm gonna move this one further up. Let's see, do I move this one up? Right. And you kind of like want to think about it as Tetris, right? I mean, these pieces are like, boom, like falling into place or sliding into place. So for right now, there's not really a right or wrong way. Well, I guess we talked about the not ideal ways of doing it, but for right now, the idea is just to have them display, and we do want to do that with a certain logic, right? And maybe distribute it, right? So I have 3 going up, 2 on this axis, 2 on this, 2 on that one, 2 on that axis right there. Where should this one go? I'm not sure. Right. Oh, it's in the bottom, so I know where it should go. It should go, and just be careful because I messed up my view. I think this one, since it's in the bottom, actually I want this one to go. I have to move all of this out here, and that right there, and maybe this right here. Okay, and like I said, we're gonna need this one right here as a guide right now, and actually as part of our drawing. I'm gonna select these two and move them out. So you've seen what we've done, right? So and again, we're following certain rules. So we're leaving a gap all around right here, our cube, and this is just for clarity, legibility. And we also don't have pieces overlapping on each other. And again, how does that overlap look? It looks something like that, for example, right? So we don't want that overlap because the pieces start sort of merging on each other and the diagram becomes a little bit unclear. Okay, so oh, wrong undo over here. Okay, and maybe then I can select all of this, maybe push it, and make sure that you are using your gumball because you do want it to be on the right axis, right? Notice that it is aligned. Right, align right here. So again, I got out of my proper view, set view, isometric, southeast, zoom selected. And we are then going to copy this model onto here so that we can continue with our diagram. We can move this out here. And we're going to generate a new layer. So I don't think we have it here. So we have units. We're going to create a new layer right here. We're going to call it exploded lines, exp lines. And we're going to give this a color. See, maybe let's see if that helps. And we're going to make it active. And then, as you see on the example that we have right here, actually I can show you better over here in the model space. This is what we're about to do. Right. So we're now going to connect the units to the whole, right? To the whole. Okay. And actually, good thing that we brought this drawing on over here because we actually want to show the relationship between the assembled and disassembled. So anyway, we'll come back to that. But anyway, so this is what we're trying to do. Let's go ahead and see how we can do that. And it's basically probably how you're thinking about doing it. So we are going to use line. So I type line, enter. And we're tracing the object. Remember we talked about tracing, Tetris, I'm sorry. So we're creating sort of rails. So I'm going to connect that to that right there. I'm going to connect that to that right there. This one to there. And then this one to over here. Right. And then this one, I'm going to connect it to over here. If I want it to be a little bit faster, maybe I can type copy, select that object, copy from there to there to there. So you're creating sort of like strings, right, that actually show how this piece right here, right, move from there to now over here to its exploded state. And we can continue. Right, so line there, copy from there to there to there. And whoops, actually here, for example, we do want it to be touching this end right here. So neat little trick, I can select this line, select that line right there, select that dot, oops, I'm sorry. Select that line, select this line right here, do a selection, type move, and extend them like that. Like for example, this cross over here, we don't have to do that many either. So I can do like a line, and I can go from there to there, from there to there. And here's another thing that you should keep in mind, okay? So the lines that you're inserting or drawing for your exploding strings, they should be parallel, right, to the axis of the object that you're showing or trying to connect. And what I mean is that there shouldn't be lines, do like a line that maybe do that right there, right? That's not right. Okay, so the way that we want to do this is again from there to there, to there, to there, there to there. This is where object snap is your friend. O snap. Oh, and then we're doing the cross because for the cross I can actually just do like a line right here and snap. But see, like I was about to do that right there. That's not right, right? So it must be this one over here. Right, that one over there. From there to there. To there. And I think that's good for the cross. We don't need to pull more strings because at some point the diagram can get a little bit extra complex and really unclear, not very legible. So I can bring this line right there, this one right here, right, this one right here, right here. All right, and again, just take your time to do things accurately. That should go there. That should go there. That should go here. So we got progress happening. How about the ones looking up or vertically, right? So I can just drop a line right from there to there, from there to there, from there to, I think it's probably there. And again, each drawing, it's different, and don't be surprised. And if there's moments where you're like, wait, what do I do here? So I'm happy to provide feedback, input, and at some points we just have to think about legibility. I think about clarity, think about purpose. What is this trying to communicate? So if whenever you reach those points that you're unsure, perhaps start there and definitely get some feedback. And we're almost done. All right, line from there to there. I can copy this one right from there to there to there to there. And we got one more, which is our L. From there to there, from there to there. And like I said, maybe I don't need to draw the entire. I guess I can bring this one. Let's do that one right there. And this one to that one right there. Okay, so we have like this spaghetti thing right here. All right, so let's go ahead and select all of this. Let's go ahead and set your view. Southeast, zoom selected, see how things are looking. We should end up with a drawing that looks something like this. Okay, so don't forget, let's save your work. And let's meet back to assign some line types and line weights to our exploded axonometric diagram. All right, come back.